Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty controversial things going on over here, where a PlayStation game that actually had a lot of promotion as of yesterday for the state of play is actually under some pretty big drama, more so in regards to the Xbox, where the Xbox apparently is actually, well, not good when it comes to actually making, developing, actually releasing stuff. There's been some kind of a big controversy when it comes to exclusivity, when it comes to PlayStation, when it comes to in between them, and all of that. But we also have some intriguing news on some upcoming brand new big games apparently being leaked, as well as also a brand new game I myself want to go check out, I think as of today on Twitch too as well. Just a lot of little various things going on for a little bit of a late night video. Now, one kind of bad thing that's kind of sucked though is that there hasn't really been too much big news as well. So if you guys don't mind that in the videos, I've kind of been noticing that we've had maybe one or two good news stories. Granted, we are going to be switching to probably a one good video a day format in the very, very near future, just whenever I take a few days off of YouTube and Twitch to kind of go organize that. So just let me know. I just know it's been a little bit on the weirder side when it comes to content. So don't worry, it'll be a fine-tuned fix with a little bit more variety too as well, besides just pure gaming news in the very near future. We just have to kind of finally make that commitment, and I'm a little bit afraid to go take a few days off because I'm in such a good schedule, I think, for the past 3 years. So let's go and I guess we'll talk about some news. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Target links down below. The Amazon links down below. And let's talk about the kind of big controversy today that, well, everyone knows to talk about. So if you guys do or do not know, there's a brand new game that actually has some pretty decent, I would say, attention, hype, or whatever you guys want to go call it, behind it, called Baldur's Gate 3. Now, this has been an intriguing one because there was actually a pretty good promotional period when it came to the state of play. And now a lot of folks are curious if it was a pure PlayStation 5 exclusive, or if it was something, well, a little bit more, or if there's anything with those issues with Xbox or all that stuff. There's a lot of drama tied on in. But apparently, it is a almost pseudo, someone just actually subbed to me on Twitch, pseudo actual PlayStation 5 exclusive. Not from a proper contract or anything in between, but it's actually because Xbox apparently is just hard to make and just hard to actually make it happen. There's actually a lot of issues when it came to the development side and the Xbox side, which is intriguing because we don't usually hear that too often, mainly because we think the architecture and the actual development for Xbox is usually kind of more based around almost like a PC type style, and a lot of past pre-console generations also able to go and utilize the games. And it's very intriguing because typically Sony, we don't hear too many issues. But the same thing, we don't really hear too many issues with Xbox. So Sony apparently does not have any console exclusivity over Baldur's Gate 3, but apparently it's just easier to make, and that's actually possible. So they actually had a few updates and statements for this too as well. So basically for this one, a complete kerfluffle on social media, the Lorraine Studios, the actual developers making this game, which got a lot of press attention as of yesterday, has released a full statement on Baldur's Gate 3 on targeting the platforms, and this is a big thing to know. They explain that there is no exclusivity shenanigans occurring here at all. We've reproduced the statement in full right here. Following yesterday's PlayStation 5 and release date announcement, we've clarified that right now we're planning to release Baldur's Gate 3 for PC, Mac, GeForce Now, and PlayStation 5. Noted no Nintendo Switch, no Xbox. That said, we have no exclusivity for Twitch platforms we can bring BG3 to, or when we will announce support for additional platforms if and when we're ready. We're seeing a lot of varied interpretations of what that means, so we wanted to clarify further. We've had an Xbox version of Baldur's Gate 3 in development for some time now. We've run into some technical issues in developing the Xbox port and have stopped us feeling 100% confident in announcing it until we've basically been certain that we found the right solutions. So this is a big thing to know. Is that as we're going through this big drama, apparently they just literally can't even make the game on Xbox. And apparently when they try to go and cross-platform this, they don't have any issues with PlayStation 5. They didn't have any issues with PC. They didn't have any issues with Mac or GeForce Now. But apparently Xbox was actually harder for them to go and actually develop and make, that they literally could not even go and release the game at the same time. Now, that's a little bit surprising to me, though, mainly because I do see a lot of simul releases. We see a lot of games that usually will happen on, say, the PS5 and Xbox at the same time. Think most third-party games that are not, bought out by at this point by PlayStation or Xbox, and typically we would just see them released with almost no big major issues on the same day. But this is one of the more, I guess, surprising things, because as I mentioned, when it came to State of Play, there wasn't really that much news and that much cool stuff that happened at the most recent State of Play. It was just kind of a in all honesty, a little bit of a sleeper one. It wasn't really good. There was just a lot of PSVR 2. There wasn't any major big games, really. We saw a little bit of news and a little bit of gameplay, but if you guys watched it or you guys saw my video talking about it, there really wasn't that much. So a lot of folks actually put their attention on Baldur's Gate 3 because it's been a game, it's been announced. There's a bit of like a like a cult, I guess, community behind it. So like people care, people want to play the game itself. But when it comes to all this news, it just apparently just isn't good for Xbox. They literally just couldn't go and figure it out. And this is why it's surprising, because I don't think, and if you guys watch other videos or news articles or tweets or whatever, we don't typically see like this weird soft lock when it comes to Xbox. The most recent thing was maybe the Xbox Series S. That was in a little bit of a hot heat for a while, and it might even be the same issue with this one, because right now they're saying that specifically they were unable to get the split screen co-op to work to the same standard on both Xbox Series X and S, which is a requirement for us to ship. Now, we're not really fully sure because it could even be an Xbox Series S issue, and that was the big issue before with a lot of other various kind of like AAA games, where the Xbox Series S was just not able to go and handle the game. It was just not able to handle like the actual frame rate, and sometimes the games themselves were soft locked and had to be forced onto the Xbox Series S, or else, well, the Xbox would have been like, well, what's the point of us supporting this game at the end of the day? It's just not good. It's just not really worth it for us. Because guess what? We want to have both. We want people on Xbox Game Pass. We have a lot of people on the Xbox Series S purely for the Game Pass. And it's kind of crazy because this seems like they're almost dropping the ball. I'm not sure if it's on more of an Xbox side where they maybe had to offer a little bit more support, maybe a little bit more help, or maybe try to give them like some better coding tips, or like maybe even sit down with the studio and have some in-house Xbox folk help. Maybe be a possibility. But at the same time, the fact that this game is actually being, well, just dismissed right now for Xbox. Now, they did go and say they want to work on it, obviously, so it's not like an end-all, be-all, but it's kind of crazy to see because we've almost never seen this happen, as I said, for Xbox. So there's no platform exclusivity preventing us, which a lot of people actually were assuming as well was a platform exclusive, a PS5 exclusive, because there wasn't any news for Baldur's Gate. It was on the PlayStation State of Play conference. I mean, I guess the same thing for PlayStation. If the game is somehow working and able to be ran on that, well, then yeah, might as well go promote it. Why not? It's like, hey, like, yeah, they were able to figure it out for us on PlayStation, not Xbox. Yeah, Xbox sucks, like, you know, when it comes to that one. So as of right now, it doesn't seem like they do have an exclusivity period, but it does seem like just based on how the game was made and developed, they somehow made it working on PlayStation. They couldn't figure it out on Xbox. So they go and say there is not going to be any preventation, though, for future Xbox games for anyone who might be interested in the game itself, and should that be a technical possibility. And if and when we do announce further platforms, we want to make sure each version lives up to our standard and expectations, which I will also say, too, I do appreciate game devs that are out there that are like that. Like, they want to make sure it's all good. So also the original article, too, is over here, which I kind of covered. Sony revealed during its State of Play showcase last night that Baldur's Gate 3 will be making its way to PS5, along with the PC version on August 31st, which is the day after my birthday, since an Xbox Series X and S version hasn't been confirmed in the time since the news broke. They have also been apparently assuming that it was all from console exclusivity and paid exclusivity. So once again, that does not seem like that's true, but it is an intriguing case to see how the Xbox just literally, they couldn't make it yet. I mean, they're working on it. It's not bad. I'm sure it'll be great on Xbox. It probably seems almost more like an Xbox game, if anything. But it's intriguing to see. So a PR representative tells Push Square that there is no exclusivity tied to the game's launch. And right now, Lorien is planning to release Baldur's Gate for PC, Mac, GeForce Now, PS5, and they do not have exclusivity, and they want to release it for Xbox, as we covered already before. So I'm kind of curious, because I'm not sure how many of you guys are going to want to pick up the game and play the game yourselves, but as well, I'm also kind of curious, too, on what kind of happened and what went wrong with Xbox? Like, is this easily fixed? Will it be announced like a few months later? It'll be a year later? Or is it something that was even more in debt than we actually kind of thought at the end of the day? Now, to kind of wind down some news too, there's actually some intriguing stuff for Dead Space. Now, if you guys have not seen, I actually just played Dead Space Remake myself. If you guys want to apply, you should be checking out Wulong, which we'll cover in a second on my Twitch if you guys want to say hi over there. If you guys are just bored right now as this video goes live, where I even go and say, how interested would you be in a similar remake of Dead Space 2 from 2021? And obviously, like, as you guys know, there was a recent Dead Space game, and it did pretty decent. I wasn't in love with it, but it was good. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. And, well, yeah, people are now trying to see, like, hey, is it worth it for us to go make Dead Space 2 or Dead Space 3? Now, for me, I never really played Dead Space 3. I heard that one was, like, the weaker one, but I heard Dead Space 2, and I've seen Dead Space 2. That's why I think more of my favorites. I actually really like Dead Space 2 a lot. So apparently if you guys do go check, EA may be going and testing the waters to go and see if this will be a game that you guys all want to maybe go and play. Now last but not least, I'll probably check this out over here myself, but if you guys do want to check out Wulong Fallen Dynasty, kind of like a Neo type style game, I believe it's on the Xbox Windows Store, Xbox Game Pass, and as well PlayStation Store. If you guys want to go check out the demo, I've heard good things about this game. I'll probably play it tonight and see if I like it. So if you guys want to, it's literally a free demo. If you guys want to go creep on the game. Maybe it's also coming out on Game Pass in a few weeks. I could be wrong, though, as well. So there's a little bit of a nice little gaming update for that. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Target links down below, Amazon links down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.